watching One More Step Virtual Health Weekend. This program is held in conjunction with Takehome Penang 2021 Virtual Glo-Walk. Our expert today is Annie Yee, a health educator or nutritionist from Penang Adventist Hospital. Annie will share with us about how to eat healthily and effective weight management. Let's welcome Annie Yee.
Hi, I'm Annie Yee and I'm a health educator or nutritionist in Penang Adventist Hospital. And today my topic is how to eat healthily and effective weight management. I am a nutritionist in Penang Adventist Hospital for 3 years, and in 2013 I graduated from UKM with a Bachelor of Food Science and Nutrition, and I continue to work. And in 2019, I graduated from USM with a Master in Business Administration. And my job scope I specified in the weight management program, especially those who want to weight loss. And yeah, today's topic, let's move into our topic today. The objective of this health talk, we will talk about the statistics, and there are some terms I would like you all to know, and there are tips of healthy eating and tips of weight management. First, the prevalence of non-communicable disease risk factor in Malaysia. Non-communicable disease is what we call as lifestyle diseases. It's unlike like COVID. COVID is the virus, and this is a disease caused by our lifestyle. So you can see the diabetes, the hypercholesterolemia, in short form is high in cholesterol, the overweight and the obesity. It increased from years to years in every 5 years, especially the overweight and the obesity is very drastically changed from you can say from 47.4%, it increased until now almost like 50%, which means that it translates into in two person you meet, there will be one is either overweight or obesity. Okay, and yeah, you see from 1996, the statistic increased from 21% of the obesity, and now it's more than double of the overweight or overweight or obesity percentage. When we compare to our neighbor, either in Singapore or in Thailand, we are the champion. Yeah, the champion for a very bad reason. So take note on this. And WHO, World Health Organization, has highlights that Malaysia has the highest rate of obesity and overweight among the Asian countries. So you have to be careful because overweight and obesity is the root cause for many lifestyle diseases, especially for diabetes and for hypertension and hypercholesterolemia. So yeah, be careful. And let's move into our main topic today. And what is energy? Okay. Let me check for a while, yeah. Energy. Hold on. Okay, energy expenditure is the sum of the basal metabolism rate. Basal metabolism rate and the thermic effect of food and the energy expended in physical activity, yeah, which means that in order for you to maintain your body weight, right, it is necessary to balance the energy derived from the food. Like in this figure, we show it's a carbohydrate, fats, protein, and the liquids that we drink. Yeah. It's all, when it sum it up, it's become our energy input. So energy, some small amount of the energy will be excreted in the urine as the byproduct of protein metabolism, and the rest will be absorbed as and stored as in the tissue as fats or as the carbohydrate in the form of glycogen. And this translates why when you have more input of the food intake than the output, you will and store as a glycogen, you will ended up become what we call as overweight or obesity. Okay, so importance, the point here is in order to maintain your body weight, like, it is very necessary to balance the diet derived from the food with the expended in the physical activity. It's to balance, yeah. If you want to lose weight, the energy expenditure must exceed the intake, which means the output have to be more than the input. And to gain weight is the energy intake have to exceed the expenditure. You just think of a scale and just play the scale. Yeah, this is the concept of it. So what are the functions of energy? Our body needs energy for, first, the very important thing is maintaining our body temperature, and secondly, for our metabolic activity and organ functioning, such as like for our eyes to sleep, for our heart to beat, for our muscles to move around, and to supporting the growth, for the third one. And the fourth one is for our physical work, and the fifth one is for the heart beating, and the sixth one is for the contractions of muscle. So energy requirement is vary from one individual to another to next, depending on the factors such as like age, sex, or what we call a gender, body composition, and the physical activity level. Yeah, this is what I mentioned just now. The energy requirement estimate on the, I have to highlight here, is the energy requirement for one individual is estimated on the energy expenditure. It's not the energy intake. Okay, so you have to remember that this very basic concept. Okay. So, energy expenditure, once I say again, energy expenditure is the sum of the basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate is the energy, amount of the energy used while you are in a complete rest. For example, like when you wake up from the sleep and you are still lying on your bed and you do nothing, that is the energy, what we call as the basal metabolic rate. Is the while you are in the complete rest. Then it's cost about like most of our energy. And the thermic effect of the food, what we call as the TEF, is the energy that required to digest and absorb the food. And 20 to 30% is the energy expended in physical exercise. So the very main thing is the BMR, the basal metabolic rate. Physical exercise such as the energy for your movement, the energy for the is normally account for 30, like just now I did say, it's 25 to 35 account for the total energy expenditure. And For the food thermic effect, right, TEF, it's the heat produced in response to the following the consumptions of a meal. So, for example, the nutrient composition of the food and the amount of the energy ingested. So it accounts for like 10%. Okay, so note that the BMR, like it, I will just categorize it. The BMR is the energy needs to maintain the basic function when you are in total rest. Yeah, and total rest at the neutral temperature and in a fasting state. And physical exercise, like what I say, it's the BMR times the physical activity level. Physical activity level is what we call as a PAL, and it accounts for 30% of the energy expenditure. And for the food, TEF, yeah, so it's energy cost of digesting of food, because it's just account for 10% of the total energy expenditure. So normally we just ignore this and we focus on the basal metabolic rate and the physical exercise. And what are the factors, since the basal metabolic rate cost account for like 60 to 70% of one individual energy? So what are the factors affecting this basal metabolic rate? Right, for example, one is the age problem, another is the body composition, gender, gene, the hormone, and the growth status, and the drug or medication, stimulants, the presence of the disease like thyroid. Yeah, another is the body size as well. Yeah, these are all the factors that affecting the basal metabolic rate. But you can't blame on having low basal metabolic rate if you will say, oh, due to age or due to I'm a woman, so I have lower basal metabolic rate. Okay, and yeah, because the habit affecting the basal metabolic rate is important as well. For example, sedentary lifestyle and not eating regularly, or you tend to skip your meal and diet with a wrong method or too drastic and become night owl, sleep late night, and not drinking enough water or too much of processed food. These are the factors which will disrupt the metabolism rate, and you will hear that people around, they always say, oh, even though I eat nothing, I just drink water, yet my weight is increasing. Have you ever heard of this type of statements all the time? Yeah, it's not, the culprit is not the water, the culprit is the basal metabolic rate has been disrupted. Okay, so why the basal metabolic rate getting slower, and what are the symptoms? First, no appetite, even though you are normal, I mean you have a normal routine, yet you don't feel like you want to eat, and weight increase even though you eat the same portion of the previous, and you tend to be forgetful, and you feel like you have slow digestive, and like you burp often, and you experience hair fall, and you get cold easily, and you have experienced constipation, and you have pale face. These are all the symptoms that you are getting a lower BMR. Okay, so yeah. Oops, let me check back. Yeah. Yeah, so like today's topic, how to eat healthily and how to manage the weight effectively. And it's all about the metabolism. And these are the terms are very important. It's not only these two factors like eating, having lifestyle, healthy lifestyle and exercise regularly, but it's mainly on the holistic lifestyle that you are practicing. So I will share some of the I will share some tips like first, have balanced diet and exercise, and have sufficient of rest, and last, hydrating, and lastly is no stress. First, let's move into the having balanced diet. This is the basic guideline that used in Malaysia, KKM, and it's called My Healthy Plate. That it indicates that one of the every meal of yourself of you have the plate, right, have to be equipped of half of the plate have to be vegetables and quarter or it have to be starch. The starch here we refer to the complex carbohydrate, and the quarter will be the protein. And fruits are in another category, yeah. So don't mix up the vegetables and the fruit. What I mean here is you can't substitute the vegetables to fruits and either way because they are two different categories. So make sure that you need to have fruits 2 to 3 serving per day. And they always say, hey, I don't know how about the serving. For example, the vegetable, right? If let's say it's already cooked vegetable, yeah, one serving is around one handful. It's like one handful, and you need to have 3 to 5 serving, okay, for the whole day. So for example, your lunchtime, if let's say you can't get your vegetables in the breakfast, so lunchtime make sure that you have 2 serving of the vegetable, and at night, you probably need to have 1 to 2 serving of the vegetable. It's just one handful of the vegetable is considered one serving. And for starch itself, one serving is 1 feed. So it's according to your gender and according to your PAL. PAL is what I mentioned previously, is physical activity level. So if your physical activity level PAL is higher, probably you need 8 serving of the starch a day. And for the protein, you need to have 2 to 3 serving also a day. See here, yeah. One cube of tauhu is considered as 1 serving in 1 palm, okay, palm. And 1 deck of the meat is considered as 1 serving, and 1 handful of the one of the mixed nuts is considered as 1 serving as well. So for vegetables wise, just now I do mention that 1 serving equal to 1 handful is the vegetables is already cooked. And for uncooked one, 1 serving is equal to 2 handful. So please remember that vegetables you need 2 to 3 serving a day. And for starch, the minimum is 5 to 8 serving. And for protein wise, you need 3 minimum. okay, for a normal adult. But you can adjust from here. Either you have more energy expenditure, then you can increase your protein serving and your starch serving, or you can increase a bit. So the concept of the nutrition we classify into the macronutrient and the micronutrient. For the Malaysian, we don't lack of the most of us, we don't lack of the the macronutrient, as we are, like what I say in the first few slide, we are majority of us, I would say half of us, half of the population of Malaysian, we are over with the macronutrient. What are the macronutrient means? It means carbohydrates, protein, fat, fiber, and water. What we lack of, normally we lack of the micronutrients, the vitamin, minerals, and the antioxidant. It seems like very insignificant, but it play a very big role in our body and in order for our body to work well. So total energy, they will say, hey, how am I going to know my daily energy intake? You just remember these three guide, like total carbohydrates. You need 50 to 65% of your total energy intake, and the total fat is 25 to 30, and the total protein is 10 to 20. This is for the normal adult, the daily energy intake. Whereas for the athlete, maybe they need more protein than other adults. Okay, so yeah, tips is like how you want to have the total energy intake. First, you have to eat well. Why? Because start your day off right. Kickstart your day with a complex and complete nutrition. For example, here in this photo, right, it's a sourdough with the peanut butter. Peanut butter is equal to like protein, and sourdough is carbohydrates, and with some fruits on top of it. Remember, always go for complex carbohydrate, yeah, in order for you, this is one of the tips to eat healthily. Okay, and the second and third photo also, see, it's considered complete, as we have protein, we have carbohydrates, and we have vegetable as well. These are the examples of it, of the consider balanced meal for your breakfast. And can I ask, is this a complete set of the breakfast? And can we eat this every day? Yes, you can eat this occasionally for your breakfast, but not every day. Why? Because in this type of food, right, mostly carbohydrate. Like what I mentioned in the previous slide, the carbohydrate intake have to be 50 to 65% of your daily meal. For example, if you have this type of breakfast, like you actually just consume more carbohydrates than other macronutrients, like because it consumes more carbohydrate, and these carbohydrates are what we call as refined carbohydrate, which that we need to exclude from our diet, because refined carbohydrate give you energy but not nutrients. Okay, so remember, you can have this type of breakfast occasionally, but not every day. And secondly, how to effectively to manage your weight. Like what I said just now, the BMR, and I gave an example why some people, they will say, oh, I drink water, yet I gain weight. First, because you have already reduced, slower down your BMR. And how to increase the BMR? The more you have, the higher you have your BMR, the easier for one individual to lose weight. Okay, so how to increase? By exercise, exercise, and exercise. There is no shortcut, and this is the only ways to increase the BMR. Once you increase your BMR, right, when I say you increase your BMR, you can easily reduce your weight. So go for what type of physical exercise that we need to do. There are two types of physical activities, and one of it is aerobic physical activities. Like, for example, in this photo, in this picture is the running, cycling, swimming, hiking, jogging. These are all the activities considered as aerobic. As the heart rate you will elevated for a continuous amount of the time, and it helps to burn calorie. So it has, after burning the calorie, it has some specific impact on our body composition. So overall, you will have lose more weight. And what is the frequency of doing aerobic physical activity? At least 150 minutes per week. It translates into 2 hours 30 minutes. Yeah, for a week. So you can either do 5 times 30 minutes for 5 times a week, or you just do like you just segregate 1 hour or 3 to 5 times per week, and each session is 1 hour. Another exercise is what we call as strength training. Strength training is to help in overall muscle strength. Why we need to have, why I highlight the overall here? Why? Because when your muscle endurance has increased, right? Muscle endurance has increased, and your thickness of the major muscle groups has increased, you will eventually increase in your lean body composition. Okay, when you have more muscle in your body work harder to digest the protein. So when it work harder, it use more calorie, and it translates into that your metabolic rate will increase. Talking about this, right? Our body composition, normally we divide into 3. First is water. Water consists the most, and then come with the muscle, and come with the fat, and in the mini thing is those are mineral. If you say oh, someone is thin, we don't know either the person is she or he the body composition is tend to have more fat or more protein. But if you say, oh, you are lean in terms of the muscle compositions, the muscle proportions in the individual is higher than fat. And this is why we say the person is lean. So you have to differentiate between the lean and the thin, these two terms, okay? So yeah, so exercise, just now I did mention that exercise, and exercise, yeah. So what type of exercise do you will say, what type of exercise I should go for? For my opinion, I will say that for overweight or obese individual, what you have to do is, first, if in order for you to reduce the weight, right? first, you have to go for the aerobic exercise first. Then when you reduce until the certain level of your fats it's already reduced, then only you increase your strength workout instead of you start out with the strength workout. Okay, so the resistance training, or what we call as the strength training, is a great way to increase the lean muscle mass. So for those that are overweight or obese, I will highlight here, you need to go for cardio first. Cardio to reduce the overall weight first, and then only you go for the resistance training. Okay. Yeah, and when you reduce the overall weight, right, you have, and after that you increase your strength workout, you have to take care of the food intake as well. When I say so, you still need to consume the food, but more to like get more to like those high protein food, such as the example here is chickpea and dal, soya bean cake, and for meat as well is for like liver, beef. They are what we call as lean meat. Yeah, this is another one for the fish and for the milk. Okay, so another thing to highlight here is to sleeping and your metabolism. What these are two related? Because sleeping helps to maintain your metabolic and hormonal equilibrium. Studies have shown that if, let's say, you are insufficient of rest, there is a 3.7 fold for men to increase the rate of getting obesity. And for women, is 2.3 fold of getting obesity. And your appetite will increase when you don't have enough sleep, and you will automatically tend to prefer high carbohydrate food, especially those refined food, and you will tend to like salty food. And these two types of food will eventually increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Okay, so make sure that you have adequate of rest in order for you to maintain your metabolism rate. Another thing is to hydrate. When I say hydrate here is I'm saying drinking the plain water, not those like sugary beverages. Why? Drinking just plain water can increase the amount of the calorie you burn, like the resting energy expenditure. Resting energy expenditure is what we call as a BMR. Okay, so which means that you do nothing but your body is burning fat, burning the calorie. Okay, so make sure that you have enough and enough water and hydrate yourself. For a normal adult, I would say 3 liters is a minimum, and it depends on the activity you do every day as well. If you are the work outdoor, you need more water. Okay, so yeah, another point I would like to highlight here is the plain water. In insufficient of the plain water, right? It will cause because our body make up from 60 to 70% is the water. So like our blood, we need water, we need the liquids as well. So it's all from the water, the plain water. So if let's say you are inadequate of the water intake, it will increase the absorptions of the micronutrient as well. The micronutrient is like minerals, antioxidant, and vitamin. So we need to have we need to hydrate ourselves. Okay, another thing is less stress, because it's already proven that stress hormone is linked to the sleep duration and linked to the metabolic syndrome. What are the metabolic syndrome? Here is metabolic syndromes are those, let me check, yeah. Metabolic syndromes are those who are what we call as the lifestyle-induced diseases. Like when you have more stress, you have lower or shorter sleep duration, your stress level is increased. So your metabolic syndromes, like what I said just now, you tend to eat more refined carbohydrate food, eat more salty food, and some it will cause you to have no appetite, and it will cause two very drastic category. Either you are overweight or either you are malnutrition. So you have to learn how to cope with the stress. Okay, because it's important for you to maintain the BMR. Once you maintain the BMR, you can automatically maintain your weight. And yeah, these are the take-home message. First, having a healthy diet by using the guide of suku separuh that I shown just now. And secondly is the exercise. Make sure that you have the combination of the physicals and the strength workout if to actively to maintain your weight. But for those who want to reduce their weight, they need to focus on the cardio first, then only go for lean muscle. And for those who want to increase the weight, you can focus more on the strength workout and make sure that you consume the protein food as well. And third is to hydrate yourself, drink more plain water. And fourth, make sure that you have adequate of rest. And lastly is to learn how to cope with the stress. It's impossible for us to say there is no stress, but we have to find a ways to cope with the stress and handle the stress. And with these 5 very main points, you can definitely manage your weight and to maintain your weight as well. So yeah, this is the word for you all. For a permanent success, right, you need to have a small healthy changes in your eating and the activity patterns that you can live with forever. You just have to adjust a bit day by day, then it becomes a habit. And then you can be persistent with the healthy eating and the activity patterns that you can adapt this forever. So thank you all, and this is the sharing from me, Annie, and wish you all have a good day and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie Yee, for the informative sharing. So remember, eat healthily, exercise regularly, and do take care of your mental health. I'll see you tomorrow with another interesting topic.